welcome to my channel. My name is Kati and today is my monthly stationery confession video, although this will be now my quarterly confession. I decided to make it like this because October and December as a separate videos wouldn't make any sense. You will soon understand why. So I decided to put the all 3 months together. So if you haven't watched these videos before, this is my spending tracker notebook, but I will first show you what I bought in October. So October was a pretty low spend month, so I only bought these pocket notebooks, and this was just a random purchase. We were in the grocery store. I was feeling like I want to buy something. So I saw these pocket notebooks. It was a 4-pack. So my spouse took 2 of them and I was left with the black and brown. And it's ruled paper. This isn't a brand that's familiar to me before, but when I bought these, I was still using my Pocket TN, so I was thinking about putting this as just a random notes notebook in my Pocket TN, so I did sew this pen loop here from elastic, but I didn't end up using it and I'm not anymore in my Pocket TN, so these are just nice pocket notebooks. Luckily they weren't expensive. Well, I wouldn't have bought them if they were. So I paid for these 2 €1.88 and my spouse paid the other 2. So that was all what I bought in October. So now you maybe understand why I didn't make a separate October video. That would have been very short and boring in my opinion, at least. Here is how October looked in my spending tracker. So here is my Oxford Pocket Notes book purchase, and I did start the month with 85 euros and I gave myself the 100 euros as usually. So I had almost 170 euros, and because I didn't spend almost any money. Wait. Oh, this is the old system. Oh no. I have already changed my system a bit, so I had here still my fun and stationery money together, and I have here purchased something fun, so that's why I was left. Yes, I have bought here 2 books. Okay, so I was left with only 67.29 euros when the month ended, and I had last year a no spend days goal, so I reached that in October. I was aiming for 75% no spend days. That has already changed. Well, yeah. So a lot of things have changed, and here this is maybe a bit stupid thing, or maybe my spouse thinks I'm a bit like cheating. Maybe we could call that cheating. So if I'm donating stuff, I give myself €1 per an item that I'm donating. I find that it's hard to sell things. I don't have the time or energy to do that, and then it's also, I find it hard to just give the things for free. So that way that I'm myself giving myself money for the things that I'm giving away, that helps me to have some kind of motivation to do it. So I donated 20 items and I gave myself 20 euros from my savings account to spend on fun things. So you can tell me if that's cheating. That's how I did it. So then let's go to November, which was a huge spending month. But I started with something very cheap. At that time I was so itching for Plutter, that expensive Japan ring planner, which is impossible for me to buy here in Europe, as far as I know, like from a store. I would like to buy it from a store. So my solution was, instead of buying a many €100 ring planner, I ordered these A5 rings these are 15 millimeter rings, copper, from AliExpress, so that I could test out small A5 size rings. And I just laminated a card and put holes so that I could attach the rings. That way I made myself a A5 slim ring planner, and I paid 45 cents for these rings. And that's a lot less than hundreds of euros for that plotter. And these rings are now bigger than the plotter rings. If I remember correctly, those are 11 millimeter and these are 15. So these are still bigger than the plotter rings, but this is like a good way to test if I could even manage such small rings. And this was kinda a success, so I'm not itching for that plotter right now. So that was my cheap solution to get rid of my plotter dream. And this is an A5 folio, so it's not enough for, but it's like something. So this is a funky A5 ring planner now. Then I made an Amazon Japan order, and you have seen the biggest thing why I made that order. So I did an unboxing of this Midori A5 goat leather notebook, and I haven't put it back in this box. I'm keeping it in this box. So I have put my Midori A5 notebook in here, but I didn't dare to put this cover on my shelf with the other notebooks. So I have just kept it in this box because it said in this note that I should give it some sun so it would get a protective layer, and we are in winter here now, so I haven't been able to give it any sun. And then it said here that do not let the cover come into close contact with other leather products or chemical materials such as vinyl products, otherwise they may cause color transfer or deteriorate. Can't say that. So of course I have other leather covers, and I think some of those, I don't know if some of those plastic covers are made of vinyl, so I didn't dare to put it on my shelf. So it lives here in this box. So I don't know when will be the time that I would use it without the box, but it's safe in here, so maybe that's good. And also my thoughts in the journal are safer in here, I think so. But I paid 110 euros 67 cents for it. Then I ordered also some smaller things when I did that order. So I ordered these traveler's notebook craft paper inserts, and they were sold in 2 packs, and I took two packs, and they were 7 euros 37 cents each pack. And I was planning to use these as memory journaling, and I have put one of those here, but I haven't, well, no time, so I haven't started using it. But I just felt like this craft paper would be fun to collect, like picture memories. That was my idea. So less words, more pictures. And I'm still thinking about it, but I just need some time to do it. So that's why I bought those. Then I bought these. This was a 3-pack of these Traveler's Notebook MD cream paper blank notebooks, and I had an idea how to use this. So I took 2 of these notebooks and pulled some papers to put in this more pages in this one notebook. But then when I put it back together, I realized that these are not completely cut to the same size. At least here in the bottom it's now even, but here on the top it's not. So the other notebook is a tiny bit bigger than the other. So I was a bit irritated about that. Of course, I understand why it comes over here because I put more pages in it. So I should like cut this and this, but then again my life got a bit complicated and I was out of time and energy to think about it. So this project is on hold now. This pack was €6.64, so a little over €2 per notebook. Then I was in the end just throwing a few things in there, so I bought this. This is a good example of buying on Amazon Japan and not understanding Japan. So I bought this passport size connecting rubber bands, and I only realized it when I was opening my package that I had ordered 2. So this was a 2-pack and I didn't understand it and I didn't realize it because the price was so cheap that I didn't realize that I was buying a 2-pack, because the price was like similar to if you buy one here in Europe. So I was maybe like just thinking, oh, why is it so expensive when it's like the same price as in here? But okay, I got 2 and well, that's no problem because I use the passport size and rubber bands sometimes go bad or break, so I don't have to worry about running out of them. So I got a 2-pack of those, and that was, yes, the problem was that it didn't say the 2-pack on the item name in the translation. So that's why I didn't realize it. But this was only €6.26, which is a good price for a 2-pack of these. Then the last purchase was maybe like something that Amazon was just like, oh, what about this? Other people have bought this. And I have been looking for a date stamp for a long while. I'm not saying anything that this is a good one or anything. I just threw this in my basket because I have been searching for the perfect one, and I don't have like time and energy to put enough in that search that I would be certain that this is now the perfect one. So I just took this so that I would have something to start with. And this was a bit like for the memory journaling, but I actually have started to use this now for my daily log, so I can stamp my date in my daily log every day with this, so it gives it something more decoration. So this is just black ink and pretty easy to use, and I can buy refills or refill ink for this, but let's see if I will do that or buy something else. But this is just a small mini, well, it says mini dater. This was €9.22, and that was all what I bought from Amazon that time, and that order was in total €147.53. Then about 2.5 weeks passed and I made a second Amazon order because I had learned about the Naughty notebook and I just had to get it. I did actually, my last video was about this, so if you're interested to see it, you can watch that video, but this was the reason why I had to make a second Amazon order in the same month. So this is a small passport size weekly calendar and I love it. I love it. So I got that from Amazon Japan and I paid €9.08 for it. And then of course, because I was there, I can't buy just one small because the shipping costs are so big, so it doesn't make for me any sense just to buy a one small calendar from there. And I had decided to try again the Hobonichi A6 for my daily planning. So because I was there, I then ordered this Hobonichi avec planner because I had already made my Hobonichi order, so I then decided to get this from Amazon Japan, and I'm now using the start of the year for my daily planning. And this cost me 22.70 euros. Then I threw some small things in my cart, which I have been eyeing. So I bought more these Midori index clips. I just had fallen in love with these when I bought my first pack, and I took a second one of these, which they call orange, or at least called orange. These are like this copper color, and this was 4.36 euros. These are so worth that money. I love these. I use these in my Hobonichi weeks, in my Nolte, in it, like if I need a bookmark or a tab, I use these. I love these. You get 8 in one pack, so that's like 50 cents per piece, and these are wonderful. Then I decided to get a second of these, so I bought this airplane one previously, and I'm still not like, these are expensive, at least here in Europe they are like 20 euros. I don't know what's the price today, because I feel like everything has gone up, but that's a lot of money, but it's great. So I'm a bit like about the price. Is it worth the price? But maybe it is, I don't know. But I bought a second one, so now I took the logo pattern, so the normal one. And because I just learned that when I'm writing a journal and I put this on the other side, then my journal flips like this, so I would need one on both sides to really keep my journal open. And this is not so expensive when I buy it from Japan, so I paid 12.71 euros, and that is a price I could say it's worth it. The 20 euros is like, maybe it's also worth that, but that's a lot of money in my situation. So I'm happy that I have these. I like them. They are useful, especially when I use those traveler's notebooks. You just sometimes want to keep your book open. That's why I love bound Midori notebooks and the Hobonichi weeks and things like that, because they stay open. That's my one thing with those TNs, that the books don't stay open. But these help with that. Then, because I bought the Hobonichi avec notebooks, I was then thinking that I would use this as a cover for my Hobonichi avec as my daily journal or like planner. So I bought the A6, and it's not here, I know. So I just wanted to see what I have here inside. So I have this black bag and the same instructions. I'm still missing the sun. So I have noticed a thing that I usually do when I buy something new, especially if I buy something expensive. For some reason, I then start to use something old. So when I bought this gold leather cover, I started using this. I have made a video about it and I can link it, but now I don't remember, was it in 2020 already or 21? But it's a while back when I decided. I didn't buy it when it came out. I bought it afterwards, but I was so disappointed in that cover when it came that I just put it away, and I was thinking about selling it, but because it was such a dream of mine, I couldn't sell it. I just put it in the storage. And now that I bought this, I started to use this. So in that way, I think this was worth the money because now I'm finally using my favorite Hobonichi cover. And I'm not pointing out now what's wrong with it. You can watch the older video if you're interested, because it's so much time has passed now that I'm not thinking about it. I'm not noticing it. But why I decided to go with this with my daily planner is that I have two pen loops, and I like a pen for writing and I like a pen for highlighting. So that way the Hobonichi cover is perfect for my use. Perfect with the two pen loops. Of course, I'm not closing it from these. I'm just using them as two pen loops. And because I have the cover on Cover It, I can use this in the kitchen, I can use this anywhere, and I don't have to worry about it. And I think it's beautiful, it makes me happy when I see it. And I use now this Cavego iridescent pearl pen with it. It fits here inside the pen loop, and with the clip it stays more secure there. So previously I had it without the clip, so it would just fall out, but now with the clip it's a bit secure there. So I have found my perfect daily planner setup. So what about this? I paid 79 euros for it, and immediately I was okay, I'm not going to use it. So I put one of my MD notebooks in here. This is I have used this notebook for many things, so I have taken pages out from here, but I decided to make this now as a memory keeper. So I'm just putting here nice pictures, if there is a nice label or something like that. So I have a place now where to collect those things, because I don't like to put those in my daily journal. So this collects nice pictures. I have used it like this much, so not a lot, but there is a place now for those kind of things. And this cover I have now on my shelf. So we will see how it will age. Well, because this will now age sooner, I think, because it's on my shelf without any protection. Then I saw something on Amazon Japan that I regretted that I hadn't bought in 2020. And we are again talking about an older Hobonichi cover that came out in the 2020 lineup, and I didn't buy it then, and since then I have regretted it. And now it was on Amazon, and I was like, I put it in my cart, I took it away, I put it in my cart. It was 25 euros 43 cents. So that is not a lot. Kinda. So this was 79, so 25 is not a lot. But for me, because I don't have so much money, it is a lot of money. And then I was thinking, well, it's really not necessary. I'm buying this, or maybe I should leave. I was thinking maybe I should leave this out and take the Hobonichi cover, because that I could buy this later, that not maybe. But in the end, I just threw it in my cart and I got it. So it's this 2020 A6 Hobonichi cover. This is the Masayoshi. Well, let's see. I'm not so. Let's see if we can see it from here. Masayoshi Nagayo. This was made for the 2020 Olympics that would have been held in Tokyo, but those were cancelled at that time. So, but I bought this from the same line. I bought the Hobonichi Weeks, and that has been my favorite Hobonichi Weeks design. So that's why I then afterwards was regretting. But I thought then that it's stupid that it says the 2020 now. Some may even say now that it's stupid that it says the 2020, because 2020 wasn't such a good year. I don't know. Yeah, so it brings back memories, but for me 2020 is important because I started my YouTube channel in 2020 before everything bad happened. So I had already started something big and meaningful before our lives like changed forever. So that's why I can think about 2020 in a positive way. And that's why, because I then afterwards I realized how much I loved the week's cover. I was sad that I didn't get this A6 cover then. But this proved me now that these covers are not made for the long term. These are not like anything like this that gets better with age. So this was made in 2019 because that is when they released the 2020 lineup, and I got this in 23 fall. So 4 years after, and this was brand new when I bought it. But you can hopefully see. So the glue which they have used here, I assume it's a glue. You can see the hopefully the yellowing of these here. And of course when I opened this I was so like, because it doesn't look nice. Of course it doesn't look nice, but it's, and this is also a bit yellowed. So it has aged already in the storage, but it is what it is. And when I saw this, I realized that this has the same thing. Of course, I have also darker Hobonichi covers, so you can't, of course, you can't see it. But with these lighter colors, I can see it a bit here also. I can see the yellowing, something coming through, and also here in the back. I don't know if you can see it, but here I can see the glue coming through. So it is a problem with these in a long term, and I don't know if they know it, if they have ever thought about it, how could they do these that they wouldn't yellow. Of course you can't probably see this if you have a dark black, brown, blue, or maybe, I don't know. But in this it was so clear, this yellowing. So, but that's life. I don't regret getting this. So I finally have it and this. So these are my two kind of, well, there are also other ones from previous years, but those are so impossible. But from the time that I have followed Hobonichi, these are the ones that I was regretting not getting, and now I have them both. And here, because this was for my YouTube career, I have a notebook. This again, well, I have used it for my weekly reviews previous, but I changed it now because I do my reviews in my Hobonichi weeks. I changed this now for a notebook for my YouTube notes. Whenever I need to plan or write something down, I use this notebook, and I have put one of these platinum preppies, the F fine nib 03, so I have put it here. So that's the story about this cover coming into my collection. And that was all what I bought that time from Amazon Japan. And this order was more expensive than the first one, so this was 153 euros and 28 cents. And then I still bought one thing in November. So I bought this Brunnen student notebook. These are made in Germany. It's 90 GSM, 80 pages, or like 160 pages, how do you count it? And it's just lined page, and I use this to write my morning pages. and I love it. It's smooth paper. I can use a fountain pen and ink. It's no problem, and this is just lovely, and I just wanted to buy a new one, so when I have filled up my previous one I can start a new one. But because I haven't been home so much and I'm not carrying this around when I'm traveling, so I haven't started using this yet, but I have it, and this was €2.99, so it's a no-brainer for me. So that was all what I bought in November. So you saw it was a lot compared to October. I was able to give myself the normal €100. So when the month started, I had €161.30. And you maybe now wonder how on earth could I order with €300 from Amazon. Let's see. I bought the rings, I made my Amazon order, then I cheated. Again, I cheated. So I donated 10 items, so I got €10 into my budget from my savings. And then I have talked about this in my previous videos that I want to do it, and I was able to do it. So again, I sold one of those sterling ink weeklies. I have made a video about those. I can link it here. Then I sold 2 older TN covers from Moterm. It's such an old video. The first ones I have made. I can link it for you if you want to see. But I have sold now all of those notebooks except one. So I sold the 2 last ones that I was ready to sell, so I got a little over €30 from those. And then I made the second Amazon order, and you can see I was in minus. I overspent my budget, and I don't now remember what I was thinking, but I left myself go under. So I overspent, and then I still bought the morning pages. So I spent over €300 in November, and I was left with minus €74.75. So I had almost spent already €1,000. That was per month €88, and that's a huge amount of money, and I'm not proud of that. And I didn't even reach my no spend days goal. But when I counted the whole year, I was still getting there to my 75%. And then let's go still to December. Yeah, I didn't buy anything because I didn't have any money. So I gave myself the €100, and here I changed the things. So I separated my stationery and fun shopping. So this €100 was totally for stationery. So when I gave myself the €100, I had €25.25 in my budget when the month started. And then I sold my other sterling ink weekly, so I got a little over €20 from those, so I could end my year having in my stationery budget €45.65. So that is good. And my total spending in stationery was 0 in December. A big deal was that my life came down, trembling down at the end of November, so I didn't have any time in December to think about stationery shopping, anything. So that helped me to not buy anything stationery related. I had to just buy Christmas gifts. December was a disaster, so I did spend on so many days. I didn't reach my no spend days goal in December, but I counted when the month started that it's enough that I have 17 no spend days, so I will still reach my yearly goal. And I had 18 no spend days, so I reached the 75% goal. So that is something that I was happy about at the end of the year, that I reached that goal, although December didn't go anything like planned. And because I didn't spend anything, the numbers are the same. So I spent in stationery in 2023 €973.13. cents. So that's per month 81 euros 9 cents. Personally, I think that is too much. And that was possible. I think I started the year with, I gave myself 50 euros. But then I had a new job, so I was able to give myself 100 euros per month. So that's why it like blew up. But that's changing now again. So this year will be different. I don't have so much money to give for stationery shopping. So 2023 shopping spree is now history, and I started the year with the 45 euros, and let's see then in my next stationery confession video how I have started the year. Although this was a longer video, I hope you still enjoyed it, and if you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below, and thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you down below in the comments and in my next video. Bye bye!